a 4 days national level webinar on World Scouts program that has been organized by the national headquarters of the Bharat Scout and Guides India from 18th to 21st September 2022.
Welcome once again. Now, may I request all the dignitaries, participants, all other members of the organization to kindly stand up for the BSG prayer and general salute. Program, उठ जाओ. Program, सावधान. General salute. जैसे थे. प्रार्थना शुरू.
दया कर दान भक्ति का हमें परमात्मा देना, दया करना हमारी आत्मा में शुद्धता देना, हमारे ध्यान में आओ प्रभु, आँखों में बस जाओ, अंधेरे दिल में आकर के परम ज्योति जगा देना, बहा दो प्रेम की गंगा, दिलों में प्रेम का सागर, हमें आपस में मिलजुल कर प्रभु रहना सिखा देना, हमारा कर्म हो सेवा, हमारा धर्म हो सेवा, सदा ईमान हो सेवा, वो सेवक चर बना देना, वतन के वास्ते जीना, वतन के वास्ते मरना, वतन पर जान फिदा करना, प्रभु हमको सिखा देना, दया कर दान भक्ति का हमें परमात्मा देना, दया करना हमारी आत्मा में शुद्धता देना.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best you are capable of becoming. As we are celebrating the International Day of Peace, let me take the privilege to invite one of most inspiring man in the Bharat Scout and Guides, Mr. Arup Sarkar Sir, Deputy Director of Scout Program, to grace the occasion with his kind words. Sir, the platform is all yours.
Yes, a very good afternoon to one and all. Respected Sri Nirmal Pawarji, National Commissioner of Rover. Respected today's feathered speaker, Mr. Rangavishnu, Ozam Consultant, Humanitarian Action. Respected Sri Rajkumar Kaushik ji, Director, the Bharat Scouts and Guides. Professionals of the Bharat Scouts and Guides, state officials, all the members of the Bharat Scouts and Guides, though who has joined the celebration, YouTube viewers, and everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this virtual program on Scouts of Humanitarian Action on the occasion of the celebration of the International Day of Peace. Service to the human being is service to God. Dear Scouts and Guides, past 2 years, more than ever, as we were fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, we are reminded of the vitality of public service in every aspect of our life. Our Scouts, Guides reach not only in a COVID pandemic, but also in various types of humanitarian crises like floods, earthquake, etc. Today, we should always be ready for the coming calamity, and for this, it is necessary to have complete knowledge and preparation to deal with those calamities. Dear Scouts and Guides, Rovers and Rangers, I would like to conclude my remarks on a hopeful note that we know very well service is our motto. and helping needy people is a core value of Scouting. In our regular training, Scouts and guides learn practical and theoretical knowledge that is invaluable during the calamity. Our members are already working in the following community actions like resilience communities and humanitarian response, scouting for refugees and migrant communities, get active with scouts for SDGs, responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, I am very happy and proud to say that in today's webinar, we will discuss all these things with today's feathered speaker, Mr. Rangavishnu. He is an awesome consultant in humanitarian action. OSM has designed and prepared the documents on humanitarian action guidelines, action kit scouting in humanitarian setting, and humanitarian standards infographic. Now is a time for us to look at how to better support you and your work going towards for the betterment of the community. I congratulate and thank all the colleagues who have supported this virtual event, which is very much meaningful for all of us in today's society. This program has significantly contributed to the welfare of the community in terms of socially engaging, community development, enhancing self-confidence, and many more. I once again congratulate all the members of the BSG fraternity and welcome all the guests, dignitaries, resource speakers, and participants on Zoom and those who view through BSG YouTube channel. So once again, thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for warm welcome and opening remarks. Now, I would like to request our honorable guest to light the virtual lamp.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible. But before that, we will be doing the lighting the virtual lamp. Thank you. Now, we would like to call upon Sri Nirmal Panwar, Honorable National Commissioner of Rover, Bharat Scouting Guides, India. He is the chairperson of MGRP University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. He is also a member of the management SIAM Government of Rajasthan. He is also a state national commissioner and of Rover. He is also playing a leading role in the state and making the ensure that 18 national jamboree with a grand success to inspire the young minds of the webinar with his few words.
Nirmal sir, kindly on your camera.
Actually, is having some technical problem, Anil. He just now rang to me. We can continue, Anil. We'll call later.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So now it's time for what we all were waiting for. Now, I would like to call upon a contributor to a better world. Yes, a person with more than 10 years experience in humanitarian program on disaster mitigation, response, recovery, child protection, climate change adaptation, and etc. He had also worked with national and international organizations such as United Nations Food Agriculture Organization, Japan International Cooperation Agency, World Scout Foundation, Plan International, Save the Children, and UNICEF. So now I would like to request and welcome our honorable resource speaker, Mr. Ranga Vishnu, a bosom consultant. Sir, the virtual stage is all yours.
All right. So thank you, first of all, to Bharat Scout and Guides for inviting me. I think this is the second time. I'm very delightful, and maybe this is the difficulties of online. So sometimes we have to adjust. I'm sorry if the face that you look at the screen, but the voice is from others' device. So without further speak, I would like to share my presentation, and we might have like a little bit discussion. And I've been told that this wonderful event is attended by very range of age, from scouts, 13 years old, until all of the scoutmaster and the BSG from the organization or the board. So forgive me if I'm a bit try to more relax on the presentation, and sometimes if you can follow me, I would like to have some simple games. Is based on our nature as scouts. So let me share the screen. You can see. Can you access it? Is it okay? Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I've been asked to share about the humanitarian action in Scouts for this observation of International Day of Peace. It's actually happened in for tomorrow, the 21st of September. And we have also Humanitarian Day last August, so it's kind of related. And actually, I've been arranged to travel to India next month for the humanitarian action training. But so I hope I will see you next month. And today we have opportunity to meet online first. So as shared by our brothers, this is my background. Currently, since 2019, actually, we were recruited by the World Scout movement as consultant for humanitarian action. I think some of the brothers and sisters from India as well, and also I have experience in disaster preparedness and community services project supported by the World Scout Foundation. This is one of the organization that support the WOSM for the financial. And elsewhere, I also have experience in climate change adaptation, or currently we used to use the term of climate justice, because we want the adaptation or the policy about climate change is also bottom up, not only top down from the policymaker. So with JICA, with PLAN, and also with IDEP Foundation in Bali. So brothers and sisters, you might wonder where I come from. Yeah, we were almost 5,000 miles away, or 7.5 thousand kilometers away from India, and I'm in Bali right now, speaking from Ubud city. Should be 9 to 10 hours flight. So the technology made us have opportunity to meet, even though it's online. So glad with this technology that I can share with all of you. So let's start with, I hope it will not be boring, but let me know if you want to ask in the middle of the slide, it's okay. I will be quite quick to share the presentation. So since 2019, WOSM have developed a WOSM service. One of them is humanitarian action, because for the WOSM, we all know that the support and strengthen the ability of the NSO, National Scout Organization, to deliver better scouting activities and programs for young people worldwide. And through this WOSM service, WOSM want to have related the core areas of scouting from adults and scouting, like safe from harm, good governance, and partnership development. And we all know that we live in the challenging times. As a Scout, we play a vital role in strengthening the resilience of communities and providing relief effort during humanitarian crisis, as well as supporting the integration of refugees and migrants. So brothers and sisters, for the community, Scouts actually not just common member or community member. Scout actually is like have a potential or have a capacity on strengthening the resilience in local community, especially when disaster or crisis in conflict, as we want to, we will take a look for the meantime. So helping people in need is our core Scout value. We learn practical and soft skill and valuable during humanitarian crisis, from setting up shelters like for the refugees, or when disaster strikes. Even we are not, we are familiar with cooking outdoors, and it's sometimes in the emergency situation, not all of the community have ability to strengthen their mental or focusing on like cooking for a mass community. We also practicing dialogue, how to honor the older and how to care to the younger. And as a Scout, we can strengthen the resilience of community worldwide. So we will often found Scouts on the front lines in time of crisis, helping with training, logistic, first aid, search and rescue, and support for displaced people and refugees. Because some of the trainings as a scout actually is a basic life skill and can be used in the emergency situation. Several times ago, for example, scouting helped refugee and migrant community like European Scouts and refugee crisis in the Scout of Greece. They particularly the one who living in island of chaos, helping the refugees with lots of things. And this is one of the part of humanitarian action. It's like capturing by the WOSM that this kind of activities by Scouts should be acceptable and should be acknowledged as humanitarian action. And as you know, in Europe also current situation with Ukraine, our Scouts provide food, shelter, and support for the war casualties. And since the beginning of the war, where people of Ukraine living in state of fear and insecurity, and our Scout, the National Organization of Scout of Ukraine, NOSU, and stepping to help them for basic needs across the country. And I think this situation not only in Ukraine, in some continental, in Africa, it still happen. In Middle East, still happen. Even in several Asia countries, it's still happening. So this is also one of the crisis situation that humanitarian action can be delivered by the Scouts. Yeah, responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is our common situation for the last 2 years, and we can share our experience. I think all of you have experience as well, and I believe that all of you not just stand or stay quiet, but response to this situation. It can be individually or groups or in the community or even as a provincial organization or national organization. Yeah, so not only on the conflict or crisis, but in the humanitarian response, prepare to save lives in natural disaster, accident, conflict, and other European unforeseen events. Many Scouts trained in crisis response to ensure that their national organization ready in emergency planning. We will take a look a little bit about the what can we do in disaster situation, and I believe in India, the Bharat Scout and Guides have experience as well, because I kind of have a similar session last 2 years, I think, with some of you. All right, so if we talk about disaster risk reduction, this is one of the method to prepare. Disaster risk reduction is if we know that one of the risks can be reduced as activity in humanitarian action, and contributing on strengthening resilience for the achievement of sustainable development. So the RR, or disaster risk reduction, currently absorbed by the sustainable development as well. And this DRR should as policy the objective of disaster risk management, and goals and objective defined in disaster risk reduction strategies and plan. Some of this material actually I will become my part of my humanitarian action training. So it's kind of introducing before I'm travel to visit you in India. So we talk a little bit about disaster management cycle because this is the basic knowledge for as individual or as groups or community or even provincial or national organization. When we want to do more about DRR. So the term, you can read it, it's an ongoing process which by the government, the business, civil society to reduce the impact of disaster. So we as part of civil society also have opportunity to contribute on disaster management cycle. Like action that's got undertaken in each stage of this cycle will be under the umbrella of humanitarian action. So if you take a look a little bit, this cycle is continued, particularly for the location which have a high risk disaster hazard. So the triggering point is when disaster strike. We can depart into two terms, pre-disaster and post-disaster. Okay, so in pre-disaster, we have two terms, mitigation and preparedness. What is the difference between mitigation and preparedness? While in post-disaster, after the disaster strike, we have two terms as well, response and recovery. I will not talk too much about post-disaster. This will become one of the deep material for the next training. But I'd like to discuss more about pre-disaster because a lot of us have time actually to prepare, and as you all aware that one of the Scouts' motto is be prepared, and what's that mean for the humanitarian action? So in pre-disaster phase, if you know that disaster is something not come each day, something not come each hour. It might happen in the future for at least weeks or months or a year in the future. But we will acknowledge or we will be informed, for example, by the nature or by the technology. So before disaster happens, we have opportunity to mitigate and to be prepared. So if we alert by the, for example, by the several earthquakes that happen in the few days before, it's actually warnings, early warning from the nature before there will be a bigger earthquake. Or if we aware that a mountain, a volcano mountain around us near to the city or not far from our place, we should be alert as well. And when we inform that this disaster might happen, that's when we should be prepared. It can be weeks before disaster, it can be months before disaster, or even it can be years. But we know that disaster will happen in our place. So it's kind of alert. While if our place where we stand not have a high risk for the hazard of the nature or the non-nature, for example, that we live in the more far from the ocean, far from the mountainous area, or from the fragile landslide, that's we can start mitigate the situation. So for the mitigation, I used to call it as a warning. Still, we have a potential on facing a emergency situation, but it's still far. So we have time to mitigate. While for preparedness, it's more close to the disaster or the emergency. So in mitigation, we can analyze, make a risk analysis, analyze the risk, and if we know that we have risk, for example, or even there's no risk in our place, we can raise an awareness, we can educate communities, we can build resilience. It's kind of a long-term activity, like make a document, building the network, or strengthening, enhancing our capacity in disaster risk reduction. While for the preparedness, it's more like we have to be prepared with knowledge what will happen. It can be earthquake, it can be volcano, it can be tsunami. Indonesia, well known as disaster supermarket, because like if you want to know what kind of disaster in the world, Indonesia experience it from the because we are part of the Ring of Fire, and our land is divided into 2 continental and 2 ocean, and every year we will face dry season and wet season. When it's in extreme situation like La Nina or when the climate also change, La Nina when it will be dry, or El Nino when it will be wet, we face that. And in 2005, we experienced the very, very big tsunami. Also, India have the same experience as well, because it's happened in Indian Ocean, and the continental surrounding it have experience on big tsunami. And in 2018, we experienced like new kind of disaster. It called it liquefaction. It's happened when your land is muddy and have like white mud lands, and it's like all the buildings or the plants in that land is absorbed by the mud land. And so that's what we should know, what will happen in our location. And the next question for contingency plan in preparedness, what will the response? So if it's the hazard, it's came from the earthquake, it should be different when we prepare for the landslide or the flood. And for example, but also we will have situation when both of or multiple disaster happens, and what will be done ahead of time to prepare. I think some of us have experience on this, and I would like to hear about it from all of you as well. So this is the differences between mitigation and preparedness. And currently, the word mitigation used widely, not only in disaster, but also in the development of the sustainable development. And so if you take a look at this previous chart, I would like to know, you can write it down on the text, on the chat, or on the or for the next Q&A. You can share also what kind of can you identify any action of Scouts in your NSO undertake, and what area do you think would be beneficial to develop? So this is for the next discussion. I'd like you to take a note on this. And yeah, we talk about it. It's a set of measures undertaken in advantage by the government, organization, communities, or individuals to better respond and cope with the immediate aftermath of a disaster, whether it be human-induced or caused by the natural hazard. We'll take a look about the what kind of hazard. And to objective to reduce the loss of life and livelihoods, minimize disaster damage, and enhance disaster response operation. And disaster preparedness plays an important role in building the resilience of communities. And this is for the mitigation. The formula, it's not a mathematical formula, it's more to how to understand the risk is coming from hazard and vulnerability divided into capacity. So if the vulnerability and the capacity it's in the humans or in the people, we can increase it or we can make it a bit lower. While for hazard, this is what we can see. It's a potential threat to public safety and public health. And I would like to share, there are natural hazard, anthropogenic hazard, socio-natural hazard, and hazard actually something we can change. It's for natural hazard is something the event that it's happened in the nature. We have very little capacity or control on it. While for anthropogenic hazard, it's because it's human-induced hazard, like entirely or predominantly by human activities or choice. So we have choice on this. Also, this does not include the occurrence or risk of armed conflict, because that will be another kind of hazard. And socio-natural is associated with a combination of natural and anthropogenic, including environmental degradation. If we cut a lot of trees, we will have that kind of social natural hazard as well, and also climate change. Currently, climate change is one of the hazard that surprisingly sometimes we thought we don't have that kind of hazard, but we experience it as well with the cyclone in eastern Indonesia. Sometimes the cyclone is happening only in the sea or in the oceans, but last 2 years the cyclone moved to the mountains, so it's become a disaster as well for us. And you can see hazard is one of the Sendai framework for DRR since 2015 until 2030. And this DRR also is one of the global topic, like last May, there are a global platform on disaster risk reduction from all over the world gathering in Bali to talk about it. Okay, so hazards are inevitable and inevitable, but the impact is on the society is not. If you take a look at this picture, which one of hazard, which one that have risk. So if hazard, this one actually, without human casualties or become danger for human, it's just a hazard. It's not risk. But when it's make casualties on the human or on the buildings, it's become a disaster for us. So that's one of the topic that we can discuss as well. So maybe this is one of the last. I think I'm talking too much in this, but I'm sure that we can discuss some of the terms and some of the action, like SCOT and mitigation is currently become more strategic for the some NSOs, because we all know when disaster happen or emergency situation happen in the community, a lot of the SCOT members that live in that community will become will have casualties also, will become where there's two choice, become a helper or part of the casualties. And as a scouting, we have opportunity, like run DRR campaign in the local community, adopt community-based approach, introducing specific risks identified in the community, promote humanitarian related activities in the youth program. For example, we have scouting skill in like what we used to know about orienteering, also camping, pioneering, and first aid. That four kind of activities that actually very useful in the emergency situation, and implement programs within the Better World framework and work toward to sustainable development goals. Well, I think that my long presentation, I hope it's not too boring for all of you. So this is some of the references I use from guidelines for SCOT involved in humanitarian action. It's available online on electronic, and you can access it or download it from the WASM or the SCOT.org, or I can send you if you like to have it as well. And the more global, it's from core humanitarian standard on quality and accountability. And then we have also humanitarian action training materials. We develop it for the last 2 months, and some of the link on the websites from the scott.org about humanitarian action, and also the global consultant on WASM service, that we can all access it easily now because it's available in the website. Well, I think I hope I'm not talking too much and not become boring, but before we come to the next session, I'd like to ask for your participation on this kind of little bit games. Do you mind? Would you like to try? It's kind of, well, if we can use a gallery view, maybe you can try to open your video and we can see how it's work. All right, so it's called Do As I Do. Okay, I think even though you're not unmute, you can hear me. It's called Do As I Do. So if I touch my eyes, what will you do? Okay, all of you touch your eyes as well. Okay, do as I do. All right. If I touch my ears, what should you do? All of you touch your ears. Okay, this is a good participation through move your body. All right. Okay, we try. Let's try. Not for so long, but it's just like ice breaking. Some of you already opened your video. All right. Brothers and sisters from the organizer or from the committee, you can take a look as well from the participant, which one of them following the rules. All right. Okay. Let's try. Okay. Do as I do. You can hear me, right? Okay. Do as I do. Touch your cheek. Let me see. Your move, touch your cheek, okay? Touch your eyes. All right, some of you touch your eyes. Some of you touch your ears. Which one of you have the right move? Is it touching eyes or touching ears? If you follow the rules, do as I do, okay? Not do as I told. All right. Let's try once more, yeah? Once more. Touch your mouth. Touch your mouth. Okay, some of you still touch your mouth. Concentrate, please. Okay, I think that's one of the games you can use to the scouts for the ice breaking or just make a situation a little bit warmer. Yeah. Okay. Back to you, Brother Sarma, as a moderator. Yeah, if we can share question and answer. Thank you.
Ritik, is there any question from?
We were looking for the question, sir, but I guess the session was so easy to understand that our people don't have any queries yet. It was really an amazing session.
Okay. While we wait, maybe we can share the video. It's not so, not long video. Please share the one that I shared the link. Thank you.
to the Humanitarian Action Service. This service supports and prepares NSOs to deal with disasters and humanitarian crises before, during, and after they happen. Scouting isn't a humanitarian agency, but humanitarian values are at the core of what we do. As the world's leading non-formal educational youth movement, Scouting's role is vital in helping millions of young people around the world develop and strengthen the leadership skills they need to assist in times of emergency. A variety of resources have been prepared to help you in this area, including guidelines for humanitarian action in Scouting, as well as resources and toolkits on how to best support migrant and refugee communities through Scouting. With this service, you'll access support for your NSO in establishing structures for emergency planning in the areas of prevention, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery, developing program and training for Scouts for being prepared for emergencies, but also for preventing them, establishing partnerships for appropriate and safe responses to humanitarian crises, delivering Scouting to refugee communities, and much more. Explore the Humanitarian Action Service today and stay tuned for updates and more resources in the future.
Okay, thank you for sharing the video. I think if there's no question, you can share your experience in humanitarian action, disaster, or refugees, because I believe you have a lot of experience on this. Just not well informed how to manage it or how to increase it into one of the programs for the community. Maybe one of you have experience and would like to share it with us as well, and we can discuss it.
So we have a question from Mr. Aniket Singh. The question is, what is anthropopathic and socio-natural?
Okay, can you write that on the chat so I can?
Yes, I'll put it down in the Q&A box, sir.
Q&A. So can you repeat it? What the question is?
So what is anthropopathic and socio-natural harder?
And anthropo, okay, anthropo and natural. Yeah. All right. So this is the term to differences between hazard coming from nature hazard like the earthquake and then the volcano, or coming from the ocean like tsunami, or a flood from also from the climate. But there's some of the hazard have human side contribution. For example, what will you put for the pandemic, for the COVID-19 pandemic? Will it as a natural or anthropo? Maybe someone can share your thought. What will you put it, the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic? As natural hazard or anthropo hazard? Can you share your thought? Okay, so this kind of emergency situation, pandemic or endemic, have human contribution on it. Though it's still investigated by the global authorities like WHO or other scientists, but we all know that this kind of disease is not spread worldwide. If the human don't have contribution on it. Like, how come it can be spread from the Chinese continental into European continental or to our country if there's no human contact, you know, this kind of disease spread by the human activity. So that's one of the reason why pandemic is not the natural hazard, but it's more to anthropo. Anthropo means human, yeah, means people. So that's differences. The other anthropo hazards can be like industrial. Okay, if you have a huge industrial factory, chemical factory, or even from the nuclear factory, it's also have risk on anthropo hazard because that's part of the human activity. That's the differences. Thank you. If you have another thought, maybe we can share it. We can discuss it.
So, sir, your session was very great. So that's why they do not have any more questions.
But I think they have experience to share. I think even youngest scouts have capacity, you know, for what or experience for them. If we can give them opportunity to share. Otherwise, I will share you another another move. What about you, fellow Scoutmaster? I think you have thoughts as well. Would like to hear as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So,
I thank you so much, sir. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time from your busy schedule to be the guest speaker of our seminar. Your presentation was really informative. Thank you very much for your informative and amazing session. Now, we are going to have a great presentation from our VSG members. So now let's listen their views and look at their beautiful work of building peace and ending racism. Each person will get 5 minutes to present, and please try to keep within the time limit. Let's begin with Priti Upadhyay from Any Relevant. Miss Priti, we would like to request you to unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I am Priti Upadhyay from Northeastern Railway. Here, I am sharing some of my little efforts on water conservation and sanitation activities, as I support the SDG goal number 6, clean water and sanitation. So, I request the IT team to please share my video.
I am Preeti Upadhyay, Rashtrapati Guide and Ranger of Lakshmi Bike Group, Isaac Nagar Division, Northeastern Railway of the Bharat Scouts and Guides. Here, I am presenting my project on Sustainable Development Goals on the topic water conservation. as we know that a drop of water is more worth than a sack of gold to a thirsty. So, here we go.
Water is life, and clean water means healthy life. Actually, I gather knowledge about SDG from the Better Work webinar. Then we decided to choose this goal number 6 because we cannot imagine life without water. So, providing access to clean water and proper sanitation services can save millions of lives in a year by preventing waterborne diseases and dehydration and contamination. That's why our team decided to start this work. In this project, we start awareing people by making videos on hand wash, which was based on the guidelines issued by World Health Organization. Then we made posters which aware by conservation of water. Then we start making videos on purification of water, even in the worst conditions like flood with available resources, which includes the charcoal method of water purification, effects of benefits of drinking water, which is boiled. And we found that so many people are commenting on our social networking sites that they are actually benefited by our work. We get support from state headquarters and district official, and of course by local groups, our guide, our rangers, our group leader ma'am. In short, I can say that entire BSG team helps us in spreading this awareness program by on social networks and in their community with their friends and family. While working on this project, I learned many unknowing effects about sanitation and water conservation, like magical benefits of fit curry, which is also known as alumen in English. So I just want to say that if you want a change in others, so you have to start it with yourself. And at last, I want to say peace is the greatest weapon for the development of any person can have. So thank you so much, BSG, for giving me this opportunity to express my project. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Thank you very much, Preeti Upadhyay. Yes, you are right. We have to take a step. First of all, हमें अपना step सबसे पहले लेना पड़ेगा. Then only we can change the world. And yes, learning by doing, as you said. Thank you very much. Now, let us call someone other person. Yes, the interesting word, but not like in the manner. Let us change the manner of calling the person. Yes. এবার আমি রিকোয়েস্ট করব মিস্টার রূপেন্দর মোহন সরকারকে for sharing his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Good evening. My name is Rupendra Mohan Sarkar. I am a Rover Scout leader and I am a messenger of peace. Bharat Scouts and Guides West Bengal, Team MOP, in collaboration with Bharat Scouts and Guides West Bengal State Headquarters, has conducted several activities throughout the year, which including Sustainable Development Goals. Save the Water project is the under CSR project. All over West Bengal, 72 groups participated with funding from Vigard Industries. At the moment, dengue outbreak is high in various districts of West Bengal, especially Kolkata, Hooghly, Howrah district. Several people have lost their lives. So, Scouts and Guides are conducting awareness campaign in the different places of the district. We organizing book distribution program among the underprivileged students of slum area. This year, our theme is End Reason and Build Peace. So, each district of West Bengal state throughout the month of September organized Sarvadharma Prarthana Sabha, all faith prayer, involving local people and school students. We organize peace march, free health checkup camp for local people, tea plantation program, cleanliness program, candle match, etc. Many more activities are going on. I request IT team, please
ডেঙ্গু একটি ভাইরাস গঠিত জ্বর। মনে রাখবেন, মশাই ডেঙ্গু জ্বরের বাহক। জমা জল যেখানে, ডেঙ্গুর বাহক মশার জন্ম সেখানে। তাই বাড়ির ভেতর বা আশপাশে ফেলে রাখা
আমাদের স্থানীয় অঞ্চলের ঘোষপাড়ার পুকুরের পরিকল্পনা প্রস্তুতি এবং প্রিকুয়েশন নিয়েই পুকুর পরিষ্কার কাজে নেমে পড়লাম এবং পুকুরকে ফিরিয়ে দিলাম তার পুরনো স্বচ্ছ অবস্থায়। তার আগেই একটি জল সম্পর্কে জলবাহিত রোগ, তার সমস্যা এবং সমাধান কি করে পাওয়া যায়।
পানীয় জলকে অযথা নষ্ট করবেন না। জল জীবন, জীবনকে অপচয় হতে দেবেন না। নিজে সচেতন হন এবং সকলকে সচেতন করুন।
परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतं धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे।
So please unmute yourself.
10 scouts and rovers and 3 leaders from West Bengal received MOP Star Award in 2021, and the number is expected to increase next year. I am thankful to our State Chief Commissioner Sri Devaditya Chakrabarty, State Commissioner Scout Sri Shamal Kumar Bishwas, and State Commissioner Guides Dr. Shikha Banerjee, SOC Scouts and Guides, and other state officials for their support towards our Team MOP West Bengal. I thank the NHQ, especially Mr. Amar B. Chetri sir, our Joint Director Scout Program and Training and MOP NSO Coordinator, Mr. Madhusudan Avala sir, Additional International Commissioner Scout, Mr. Analendra Sharma sir, AD Northeast Region, to give me opportunity to present my state before the whole country. Thank you once again. Thank you.
खूब खूब भालो रूपेंद्र जी। लेट्स कंटिन्यू दिस थिंग। उनमें यशपाल जी बुलावा दा आइए प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए।
Namaskar, good evening, all of you. Myself, Yashpal, Unit Leader, Bharat Scout and Guide, J&K. Respected all the National State Headquarters, dignity persons, and congratulations of the International Day of Peace, 21 September 2022. In my life experience, I am the duty in the COVID centers, COVID-19. मैंने बहुत सारा एक्सपीरियंस गेन किया वहां पे कि हमें कोऑपरेशन होके कैसे सेवा, देश की सेवा हम स्कूलों में या गवर्नमेंट जॉब में नहीं कर सकते, हम स्काउट गाइड से जुड़ के भी कर सकते हैं। तो मैंने छोटी सी एक पंक्तियां भी बनाई हुई है, अपनी लाइफ में मैंने एक्सपीरियंस लिया है। तो मैं चाहता हूं पहले मैं अपनी एक्सपीरियंस को शेयर करें कि मेरे स्काउट एंड गाइड के बच्चे इन जो कविता को पढ़ें और अपने पे भी वो अमल करें। फूलों से नित हंसना सीखो, भंवरों से नित गाना, तरु की झुकी डालियों से नित सीखो शीश झुकाना, सीख हवा के झोंकों से लो कोमल भाव बहाना, दूध और पानी से सीखो मिलना और मिलाना, सूरज की किरणों से सीखो जगना और जगाना, लता और पेड़ों से सीखो सबको गले लगाना, वर्षा की बूंदों से सीखो सबसे प्रेम बढ़ाना, मेहंदी से सीखो सब ही पर अपना रंग चढ़ाना, मछली से सीखो सब देश के लिए तड़प कर मर जाना, पतझड़ के पेड़ों से सीखो दुख में धीर धरना, पृथ्वी से सीखो प्राणी की सच्ची सेवा करना, दीपक से सीखो हो सके अंधेरा हरना, जलधारा से सीखो आगे जीवन पथ पर बढ़ना, और धुएं से सीखो हरदम ऊंचे ही पर चढ़ना। मैं भारत स्काउट गाइड के से ही ये सीखा हुआ है कि भारत स्काउट गाइड भी एक हमारी सीख है कि इस पर निस्वार्थ सेवा करना है। तो प्लीज मेरी वीडियो को पेश किया जाए। Yashpal, यूनिट लीडर डिस्ट्रिक्ट सांबा। मैं एक छोटे फार फ्लंग एरिया में रहता हूँ। वहाँ के गवर्नमेंट स्कूलों की एक यूनिट तैयार की हुई है। उन बच्चों को मैंने प्रवेश प्रथम द्वितीय और तृतीय तक लेके पहुँचा हूँ। मैंने कोविड टाइम में उन बच्चों को योगा एक्टिविटी करवाई और बच्चे अच्छा एक्टिविटी कर रहे थे। उन्होंने डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कंपटीशन भी किया और बच्चे वेस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट अवार्ड विनर भी बने। तो मैं भारत स्काउट गाइड की तरफ से उन बच्चों को अच्छी अच्छी एक्टिविटी सिखाना चाहता हूँ और उन बच्चों को जहाँ डिस्ट्रिक्ट से स्टेट लेवल पहुँचाना चाहता हूँ।
तलवारों पे सरवार दिए, अंगारों में जिस्म जलाया है, तब जाके कहीं हमने सर पे ये केसरी रंग सजाया है। है मेरी जमी अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा, चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे न रहे। मेरी जमी महबूब मेरी मेरी नस नस में तेरा फीका न पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस्म से निकल के खून कहे सर पे, ये केसरी रंग सजाया है। तलवारों पे सरवार दिए, मैं मिल जावा गुल बनके, मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। अब जाके तेरी नदियों में बह जावा, तेरे खेतों में लहरावा।
Thank you for watching. Thank you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच यशपाल सर। सीखा सबसे, जाना सबसे, सीखा सबसे, जाना सबसे, आपने भी आज सिखाया। स्काउटिंग का महत्व आपने आज हमको बतलाया। धन्यवाद आपका सर, आपने स्काउटिंग का महत्व हमें बताया और क्या कविता और क्या कार्य आपने उत्तीर्ण किया है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
अब नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू कॉल अपॉन Miss Rajanya Biswas for share his presentation.
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Rajanya.
A very good afternoon to all of you. First of all,
not that clear much. You may remove your earphones.
am I audible?
Yet not that much clearly.
A very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, a heartfelt thanks to the National Headquarters.
Rajendra, you come little late. Ritik, we can go with quiz. Let her check the device by the time.
Yes. Sure, sir.
You check your device or you come with another device. Huh?
So let us move forward. We'll be back with Rajanya Biswas soon when she'll join with another device. So it's time for the moment what you were waiting for. Yes, it was the quiz. तो चलिए क्विज के लिए बुलाते हैं हम मिस्टर वेदाद्री को. मिस्टर वेदाद्री, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, Ritik, just a minute. I am joining.
Yes, sure. Till then, जब तक वेदाद्री आ रहे हैं तो मुझे जरा बता दीजिए चैट बॉक्स में कौन कौन इंटरेस्टेड है क्विज के लिए. How many of you guys are interested for the quiz? Can we get that in the chat box? Oh my God. Let us get this with a reaction only. सिर्फ एक reaction के साथ. No chat messages, only a reaction. Let us see how much interested are you. Oh my God, I'm getting so much messages in the chat box. Vedadri, you need to be quick, brother, because they are very much excited.
Yes, I'm back. Thank you for waiting, everyone. Yes, hi everyone. This is Vedadri. Am I audible? My voice is clear now, Ritik? Please let me confirm that.
Yes.
Okay. So this is Vedadri Sai from Andhra Pradesh state. Yeah, and once again, I wish everyone, I wish welcome you all for virtual observation of the International Day of Peace 2022, and our theme for this year is International Day of Peace for this year is like End Racism, Build Peace. I'm very glad to be part of this wonderful occasion. Thank you for BSG for giving me this opportunity. So without any delay, we can jump into the quiz part. IT team, please display the questions on the screen, please. Yes, there are the instructions for quiz. You all guys need to enter into the Slido and enter code ID /IDPO2. Okay, and participants need to join the quiz with your username, which should be a 10-digit mobile number. Then the mobile number will be used to identify the participant. Results will be displayed after quiz each day. A winner will be declared at the end of the webinar, that is on 21st September, and winner will be recognized by the national headquarters. So all the best, guys. And if you're getting any problem while entering the Slido, you also can scan the QR code which is displaying on the screen. Yes. Are you ready, guys? I hope everyone are ready for the quiz. And IDPO3. Yes, code is. You can also access for the link which is displayed in the chat box. And you can utilize the code /IDPO3. Yes. Can you all see the screen? We are having.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are having 49 participants still, 14 registrations, 52. Yeah, The number is getting increased. Yes, yes. Hurry up. Oh, we are having 228 participants as of now, but our registrations are below 100. If you are getting any issue while registering, please let us know. Our IT department is there to rectify that. Yeah, our number is at 82. 85. If you're having any problems or getting any issues while registering, put in the chat box. We are here to help you. Our team is there for helping you. Yes. And only 91. We are having nearly 220 participants in the meeting. The webinar, sorry. Yes, we are near to century. We are near to 100. Yes, the number is 100. Now 100 participants has registered for the quiz, and we are expecting more. Okay. So the first question on the screen, you all can see. So name the most recent crisis that the entire Scout movement responded with humanitarian action and was actively involved in aiding the society across the globe. And here the options: climate action awareness, heat wave support, coronavirus pandemic, garbage collection drive. So what do you think of out of those four? You can select one option. Yeah, we are having 110 participants, 110 participants, and out of them, yeah, mostly you all have answered, and 0. So the most of our participants answer for the coronavirus, 62%. Yeah, that's great. I think you all has answered the correct one. Yes, we can go for the next question, IT team. Yes, answer is also coronavirus. So when was the most recent humanitarian action guidelines issued by the World Scout Bureau? Which year? So option A, 2015, 2017, 2020, and 2012. So once I'm repeating the question, when was the most recent humanitarian action guidelines issued by the World Scout Bureau? So yes, almost all the participants have answered. It's only little bit. So most of you are guessing 2020. Let's see which one will be the correct answer. Yeah, it's 2017 is the correct answer. Only 14% of the people has answered the right answer. Yeah, let's hope the best for the next questions. And the third question is, World Humanitarian Day was declared in which of the following year? I repeat the question. World Humanitarian Day was declared in which of the following year? 2003, 2009, 2010, and 2020. So which one you are guessing? We are happy. We are hoping for the right answers itself. And the correct answer is, so most of the people majority 2009, and the correct answer is 2009 only. So congratulations for all who has answered the correct one. And we can go for the next one. Who among the following declared World Humanitarian Day? Indian government, UN General Assembly, Sri Lankan government, and US government. Jaldi. Only less people are answering. We're having 119 participants out there. And yes, we have most of you are very eager for these questions. It's very happy for us that you are responding in a grand manner. Thank you. And so majority has answered UN General Assembly. So let's see what's the correct answer. Yeah, that's the right answer. Congratulations for all who has given the correct answer. And the next question is, who among the following are considered as humanitarian? Option A, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, and all the three people, all the above. So according to you, who are the considered as humanitarian? And yes, the registration has got increased at 122, and out of the most of you have given answer. So all the above, exactly. I think that is the correct answer. Let's see what is the right answer. Yes, exactly. So all the three are considered as humanitarian because they are very served people. Their heart is full of serving method. So that's the correct answers. And the next question is sixth question. Which of the following is the main reason for the deaths of humanitarians working in the field? So the options are intentional violence, unintentional violence, motor vehicle, and none of the above. So what's your opinion? Which of the following is the main reason for the deaths of humanitarians working in the field? And fatafat answer karo. And yes, majority of the people has given none of the above. And with little difference, they have given intentional violence. Yes, all this happens due to the intentional violence. Yes, we have to keep it in mind. And the next question is, what are the four pillars of learning? And learning to be, learning to know, learning to do, and learning to live together. And option B is learning to be, learning to know, learning to do, and enjoy happy life. And option C, learning to live together, love all, and serve all. And the last option, option D, is none of the above. So which four pillars are you considering as the four pillars of learning? Yes. Option A, learning to be, learning to know, learning to do, and learning to live together is the correct answer. And majority, nearly 50% of participants have answered the option A, and that is a correct answer. Hearty congratulations. And next question, please. Yes, which humanitarian themed resolution was passed in the year 1993 by World Scout Conference? And the options are international aid, community service, refugees, solitary. So which one are you considering the correct one? Which humanitarian theme resolution was passed in the year 1993 by World Scout Bureau? And last 3 seconds, 2, 1, 0. Yes, community service. Nearly 60% of our participants answer the correct answer, I think. But correct answer solitary, only 8%. Very less people has given the correct answer. And out of 127, 112 participants has given participated in this question. Guys, cheer up and do their best. Which day is observed as World Humanitarian Day every year? I repeat the question. Which day is observed as World Humanitarian Day every year? 1st December, 7th April, 19th August, 21st September. So we're having last 10 seconds. 9, 8, but the percentage of giving answers is getting less. 107, 110, yes. And majority answers was 37%. That a slight difference for option C and for option D. Yes, 19th August. That's the correct answer. Is observed as World Humanitarian Day every year. And last question. That's the 10th question. what is the one of the core scout value? What is the one of the core scout value? Helping others, camping together, traveling to new place, searching better opportunity. I think with blind we can give the correct answer. No need of any books, reference, or anything, because we people live scouting. So I guess everyone has given the best answer with 100% of accuracy for this particular question. Exactly. Yes, that's great. And hip hip hooray! Congratulations, and you people deserve for best scouting values. Thank you everyone for participating, and letter score is like for the first question, Shika Senapati. Out of 10 questions, she has answered 9, and her timing accuracy is 4 minutes. Congratulations, Ishika. And second highest is Judah, and third mask of some number. Can you write in the chat box whose number is this? 935978. Yes. Okay. Number 4 Satya. What's your name? Yes, congratulations for all the top 5 winners. And yes, over to MC. Thank you.
Really, it is hip hip hooray, Vedadri sir. Thank you, participant, for your participation. So let's see the winner of yesterday's quiz. I hope everyone is excited to see the winner. So I request IT team to show the winner of yesterday's quiz. So here it is, Mr. Ramak Kumar Sharma from Eastern Railway. We could not recognize other members as per the rule. That was the entry should be through mobile number only. So, Ritik, I think अब हमें आगे बढ़ना चाहिए हमारा प्रेजेंटेशन किया.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल क्यों नहीं.
तो हम अपने सेशन वहीं से स्टार्ट करते हैं अलग अलग भाषाओं से. এতিয়া মই চাইন্তনী নন্দিক প্ৰদৰ্শন আগব আমন্ত্ৰণ জনাব বিচাৰিছো. চাইন্তনী নন্দিক, you are welcome.
Anthony, are you there? I guess maybe some technical issue. Okay, she'll be joining us in 2 seconds, I guess. Anthony, please video.
Till then, Ritik, she is having some technical issue. We can move forward.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? Let's move ahead then. If Anthony is facing some issue, no worries. We'll move ahead. Then, whom shall we call? किसे बुलाना चाहिए अब? What do you think? Shall we call the person who was left? Yes. Let's go ahead with Rajanya Biswas from Eastern Railway. I hope.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
A very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, a heartfelt thanks to the national headquarters of Bharat Scouts and Guides for organizing such a webinar where we are fortunate enough to see the initiatives of all the messengers of peace heroes across the country. Myself, Rajona Biswas, representing Vivekananda Group of Eastern Railway Bharat Scouts and Guides, Kanchapara District Association. By putting only a ray of light on such a peaceful initiatives which are happening globally to change the world in their own way, and were also taken up by our group members. Now, I'll request our IT team to please share the PPT presentation. Extending hands for peace building through sustainable development goals. It is not only to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. Can we have the next slide, please? When you see the world through scenery eyes, you generate peace wherever you go. Next slide. So, firstly, we'll be discussing on the Sustainable Development Goal number 2, zero hunger. Hunger is something which is beyond any parameter of detection, and nothing is better than to feed a need. The appearance of COVID-19 stunned the entire world and compelled everyone to think about only themselves rather than the outer world. In that precarious scenario, our scout troop, along with their scoutmasters, took the challenge of bringing smiles on the faces who always stays for someone to feed them. Project Zero Hunger Tolerance started from there. Until then, it continuously went on unless the situation became normal, and it is still going on occasionally. Next slide, please. If you go by the benefits of these projects, it's only the blessings of those people to whom we think we were fortunate enough to reach in spite of so much protocols and obstacles. This project completely ran with the help of our guardians and scoutmasters of our group. Bringing smiles on others' faces was the priceless award which were the outcome of this project, along with the sense of responsibility of being a responsible member of the community. We are heading towards our next SDGs, which is Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education. Education is the weapon which can change the entire world with its inner thoughts. With the arrival of COVID-19 during the lockdown period, this weapon was lost somewhere as the blooming birds were captive behind the doors. As there were very minimal resources for them, the unit leaders of our group thought to bring that access to 50 utmost needy children by providing them many necessary educative materials which were required at that point of time. If you go by the benefits of this project, then I would say that education itself is a benefit, and our objective was very crystal clear: a smile of relief from their parents and a smile of happiness from those children. The project continued on the support of our unit leaders, who sent on to carry it on for more than 1 year till the situation became a but rosy. No one should be deprived from this must having accessibility, and we need to work collectively to change the world. We are heading towards our next SDGs, which is Sustainable Development Goal number 3, good health and well-being. This was highly important during the lockdown period, as different kinds of rumors were flying everywhere. Good health and well-being is not about having a sound physique or having a matured food habits all the time. Rather, it is about to have the peace of mind, free of all anomalies happening around us, along with playing our part for a healthy lifestyle of all. Keeping the importance of the scenario at the emergency period of lockdown, our scout troop decided to give a bang on this to root out the irregularities which were floating all the time. As charity begins at home, the process started from their own home and then went it to the community by providing positive thoughts and news about the COVID-19, along with the do's and the don'ts which were required at that time. For the well-being of the people, they also monitored all the available areas, which made people to throw back the anomalies floating around them. Entire scout troop, along with the unit leaders and guardians, all worked hand in hand to bring a change, as their parents also took the responsibility to help them. If you go by the benefits of this project, then what would be better asked than having a sound community who could pick the best from the worst? Devotion and dedication are the learning outcomes of this project, which prove that united we stand, divided we fall. Last but not the least, which is one of the most concerned topic right now, is the Sustainable Development Goal number 13, climate action. I hope nobody needs an introduction regarding this SDG, as the entire world is trying their best to cope up with it. At the present point of time, climate change is such a burning issue that even the world leaders are also trying to find out a way from it. Goal 13 calls for urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. It is intrinsically linked to all the 16 of the other goals of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. To address climate change, countries adopted Paris Agreement to limit global temperature rise to well below 2 degrees Celsius. Our scout troop is constantly working on this project by different way. Not only by planting trees, they have implemented different ways of bringing awareness, likewise by making and distributing cloth bags and paper bags to say no to the plastics. By taking cleanliness campaigns, especially in public areas, in the form of parks and adjacent areas of schools. Organizing meetings with the community members along with slideshows on the depleting condition of the environment resources was also a part of that. Coming towards the benefit of the project, rising awareness about the importance of using eco-friendly things was a big booster. People are now tend to be more active in spreading the message to among the others too. Usual habits are changing slowly, although it will take a little bit more time. People are now very cautious than before in celebrating the festivals like Diwali in a nature-friendly manner. Scout troop, along with the unit leaders, struggled hard to bring this change. All through the fight is still on. Coming towards the learning outcome, good things take time and perseverance always leads to success. Henceforth, the show must go on until the war is over. If you have strong desire to do something, then one must back up his thoughts and go for it without thinking about the consequences. Let's have a look at the video presentation. I request IT team to please play the video presentation.
Bright new star that's shining, can you see its light? And it's pointing in one direction, I just know it's right. There are 17 goals to strive for, and the road is long. Maybe this is what we were meant for, we're 7 billion strong. Can this finally be our time? 17 goals all right. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. And in poverty and hunger, living healthy lives, education and equality go side by side. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs.
and water, they go hand in hand. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. An economy that gives us what we all really need. Green cities, green products, and a lot less greed. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. Now we have to come together, live in justice and peace. Turn dream into reality for you and me. The nations have met and spoken, and the words ring true. What the words turn into action depends on what we do. They're talking of transformation, a whole system's view. But whether we can hold the whole planet in our hearts and minds depends on me and you. Like birds who have stretched their wings. Take these 17 goals and say, we love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. And in poverty and hunger, living healthy lives, education and equality go side by side. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. Taking care of all the life in the ocean and land, clean energy and water, they go hand in hand. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. An economy that gives us what we all really need. Green cities, green products, and a lot less greed. We love the SDGs. We love the SDGs. Now we have to come together, live in justice and peace. Turn dream into reality for you and me. And for everyone, and the ones who come after us.
That's all. Thank you so much. I wish my best to all the participants out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ritanaya, for most inspiring your session. अब हम बुलावे के चाहते में श्रीमान आलोक रंजन जी के आए अपना प्रस्तुति दी।
धन्यवाद। मैं आलोक रंजन आप सभी का मैसेंजर ऑफ पीस के आज के इस कार्यक्रम में स्वागत करता हूं, प्रणाम करता हूं, नमस्कार करता हूं। बहुत बहुत बधाई आज के कार्यक्रम आयोजित करला हुआ सबके। हम मनी मैसेंजर ऑफ पीस के एगो संदेश वाहक हुआ सबके आज के इस कार्यक्रम में फिर से तहे दिल से स्वागत करता नहीं। देश के प्रथम राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद और महान मुनि दधीचि के एक पावन धरती से जहां इतिहास के स्वतंत्रता सेनानी और तमाम विभूतियों के माध्यम से याद चलेला। आप सभी को बताते हुए मुझे हर्ष हो रहा है कि इस कोविड पेंडेमिक के बाद हम सभी कोविड पेंडेमिक में भी जहां डिजिटल काम करने में बहुत परेशानी थी, हम सभी उतने एक्सपर्ट नहीं थे, हमने काम किया और भरसक प्रयास किया कि वो आप सभी के बीच में लाने का। इसी बीच हमने जिस प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया वो आपके सामने थोड़ा सा बतलाना चाहेंगे। हमने एसडीजी के गोल नंबर 3, 6, 2 और 13 को अचीव करने का प्रयास किया, जिसकी कुछ झलकियां हम अपने प्रस्तुति में दिखलाने का प्रयास करेंगे। उससे संबंधित थोड़ी सी आपको जानकारी देते हैं कि हमने प्लास्टिक मुक्त भारत पे कुछ कार्यक्रम किए, जिसमें प्लास्टिक को हम यूज करते हैं तो हमारे क्या समस्याएं आ रही है, उसके प्रति हम लोगों ने जागरूकता अभियान चलाया, पेंटिंग प्रतियोगिता की, संवाद कार्यक्रम किया, रैली का आयोजन किया और उससे ज़्यादा हमारा इफेक्टिव रहा शपथ ग्रहण कार्यक्रम, जहां हम लोगों के बीच में जाके और प्लास्टिक को न अपनाने के लिए, प्लास्टिक से होने वाले समस्याओं को बताने के बाद शपथ ग्रहण कराया और यह हमारा कार्यक्रम निरंतर चलता आ रहा है। इसी के साथ हमने क्लीननेस पर कार्य किया और सार्वजनिक स्थल और जो भीड़ भाड़ वाला स्थल है वहाँ से गंदगी कैसे ना हो, वहाँ से गंदगी को कैसे रिमूव किया जाए, इस पर भी हमने बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम किए। और नदी, तालाब, तट, पोखरा, इसकी सफाई कैसे हो और इसमें हम पॉलीथीन का उपयोग न करें, इससे संबंधित भी हम लोगों ने जागरूकता अभियान चलाया और इस पर कार्य किए। साथ ही जो भी हमारे पर्व त्योहार हैं, चाहे वो छठ मेला हो, कार्तिक पूर्णिमा का मेला हो, श्रावणी मेला हो या महावीर झंडा हो या फिर अन्य कोई धार्मिक आयोजन हो, उस अवसर पर भी हम लोगों ने भीड़ नियंत्रण और सामाजिक सौहार्द के साथ साथ क्लीननेस का प्रोग्राम किया। आइए हम देखते हैं IT टीम के माध्यम से हमारे द्वारा किए गए इस वर्ष के कुछ महत्वपूर्ण झलकियां।
Scouting friends all over the world, create a bridge in the world to live in peace. This is the time to spread out the word. Love, peace, tolerance, respect. Love and live in harmony. Whisper it deep into your heart. Change the world today. It's never too late, no matter where you are. This is the time to spread out the word. Love, peace, tolerance, respect. We are scouts, the messengers of peace. Hand in hand, let's build a better world. We are scouts, the messengers of peace. Respecting the difference and diversity.
धन्यवाद आज की इस प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए मौका देने के लिए हम धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं एमओपी टीम इंडिया का। हम धन्यवाद देते हैं आज के इस अवसर पर हमारे स्टेट के प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए मौका देने के लिए नरेंद्र सर का और डी सर ईस्टर्न रीजन और बिहार के हम तमाम अधिकारीगण का भी धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं जिनके सहयोग और समर्थन से हमने आज बिहार का प्रेजेंटेशन आप सभी के बीच में रखा। धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
Amazing presentation. What a wonderful presentation. We can see how Scouts of Bihar states are working hand in hand to create a better place. Thank you very much, Alok Ranjan sir. Moving ahead with the next presentation. अगली प्रेजेंटेशन बढ़ने के लिए वही हमारा फॉर्मूला सेम, तो फॉर्मूला अपनाते हुए उनमें रितिका जी बुलावा दा कि वो आइए प्रेजेंटेशन दे।
Namaste. Good evening to one and all. I'm Ritika, Chairperson, National Youth Committee, the Bharat Scouts and Guides, APR Substitute Mama. Today I got the opportunity to share my work and its impact to Messenger of Peace under the series of webinars organized on the occasion of International Day of Peace 2022. Along with the theme, End Racism, Build Peace. I will start with a brief introduction of my professional career. I'm an advocate and PhD research scholar and having my own organization, Beloved Grace. And I'm also working with Ministry of Health, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and the Airport Authority of Jammu and Kashmir, where I'm actually working for the rights of persons with disabilities. Because this gender inequality is a main issue in many of the states. If I talk about my scouting and guiding journey, whatever today I am because of scouting in my personal and social life, it's because of learnings I had from the association with Scouts and Guides. Scouting somewhere was in my heart and mind, even in childhood, but because of some personal reasons, I discontinued with this movement. But that uniform and the love for scouting was in my mind since then. In 2013, I came to know about Rover and Rangers. Then after a lot of search, I connected to the state association, the Bharat Scouts and Guides Jammu and Kashmir Association. Then I'm happy to share with you all here, started first unit of Rover Rangers in Jammu. Then the journey continued again. I'm very happy to see my actions bearing fruit and to see many more units of rovering and rangering in Jammu division right now. So firstly, it's my honor and privilege to say thank you to Bharat Scouts and Guides Jammu and Kashmir Association and the Bharat Scouts and Guides India. Because of their teaching, the learning, I am able to do these things and was able to contribute it towards society. Now I am also shared a very personal thing of mine. I started my own organization in 2017 because of the learnings of scouting. I again highlighted this point here. If you all remember the lines of our respected resource person of the day one webinar, Mr. Madhusudan Awala sir, he focused on sustainable development goals. And specifically, he mentions what's the actual impact one creates in society. And you can start on sustainable development goals on your own with little steps. If you want, as well as every sustainable development goal interlinked with each other. If I talk about my work, my main focus on sustainable development goal 1, no poverty. Goal 2, zero hunger. Goal 3, good health and well-being. And goal 4, quality education. Goal 5, gender equality. And goal 17, partnership for the goal. In scouting, I learned one thing, to find solutions in every situation with less resources. Similarly, I did through my organization, where I specifically mentioned the activities like yells, like fun activities, mind activities, and the claps I learned from scouting. That is a major actions played in my organization, because these activities make happy and put smile on cancer survivor kids, underprivileged kids, and special children who are having disabilities. Even I'm happy to share when I gifted whiteboards to our TTL project school, the children are so happy to see the whiteboard in a big size. They are like I gifted some special or the scientific game to them, but in general, it is a major and is a very primary source for them. Now I request to IT team to share my video, please. Thank you, sir. Remember one thing, if you are doing something for society, society definitely supports you in your initiative. Today I got the opportunity to thank to Bharat Scouts and Guides India and the JNK Association, because of the learning, I got the opportunity to meet and felicitated by Minister of Water Resources, Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji, where only 10 women from the globe awarded, and he awarded us from India. And I'm happy when Madam Gita Mittal knows about I am a part of BSG India. She felt so proud and happy to share, to write a forwarding letter to for my book. And these are the impacts you create for yourself and for the society at large. In the last, I'm going to conclude with the word, every time people ask me, why are you in scouting and what scouting gives you? Simple answer is, whatever I get today, all because of scouting. So my whole concentration to share my sustainable development goals through this Messenger of Peace presentation and my journey, what I achieved because of scouting, you can also achieve. So I request to each and every youth present here to balance your life. Yes, of course, studies is the main priority for you all, but you have to balance the cycle of your professional and the social life. then you can achieve a better world for yourself and the society. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ritika Sharma. Yes, everything which we get today get from the scouting. Scouting helps us a lot. Thank you very much. I hope all of you enjoyed the presentations of our messengers of peace. So let's move on with some important instructions for all of you. Instruction number 1, a valid BSG UID, that is registration on OYMS portal, is required to get a digital certificate. Second instruction, participating in all the 4 days webinar through Zoom or YouTube channel of BSG is also required. Then only you will get a digital certificate. And the third and the important one, you have to submit a short report through Google form, which will be shared on the last day, that is 21st on September 2022. And then you'll get a digital certificate will be presented to the active participants. Thank you. Moving on. Now it's time to invite the most inspiring personality of the Bharat Scouts and Guides, the backbone of this observation of International Day of Peace. I would like to request Mr. Analinda Sarma sir for the vote of thanks as well as the closing remarks. Sir, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Ritik. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are.
A very good evening to one and all present here now. Most honorable chief guest, today's Sri Nirmal Panwar sir, Honorable National Commissioner of Rovers, Bharat Scout and Guide India, and State Commissioner of Rover, Rajasthan State Bharat Scout and Guide. Respected today's resource speaker, Mr. Ranga Uncho, OSAM Consultant, Humanitarian Action. Respected Additional International Commissioner of Scouts, Sri Madhusudan Avala sir. Respected our Director Bharat Scout and Guide, Dr. Rajkumar Kaushik sir, and all the professional of National Headquarters, all the viewers in YouTube channel, as well as all attendees and team members of this virtual observation of International Day of Peace. First of all, we congratulate all the presenters today. On behalf of National Headquarters, we can see very nice presentation. All the 6 presenters, they're giving their best performance here, and they show it that in every place, everywhere in our nation, Scouts are the role model to create peace. You are really messenger of peace in your place. Congratulations to all the team members for your very effective presentation, and we confident that more young people of Bharat Scout and Guide going to be inspired by your presentation. I hope you will continue the service to the community in the days to come, and it is our identity in the public. We are known to public for the service we are doing. As you can see in the quiz also, the most Scout value, core value of Scout is helping others. So continue it. On behalf of Director sir, is busy with urgent meeting with all the professional headquarters. So here we cannot see now Amar Bishetty sir to give the closing remarks about the presentation. On behalf of National Headquarters, I convey congratulations and regards to all the presenters. Now let me put the words of thanks for the kind presence in this webinar. I'm feel happy and proud to spell out the words of gratitude on behalf of National Headquarters of Bharat Scout and Guide. First and foremost, we thank Lord Almighty who has designed it and refreshed our soul with sweet stream of blessings to create a better world. We all feel proud to be a member of this great family of Scouting. Thanks God. Gratitude can transform a common day into Thanksgiving, turn routine job into joy, and change ordinary opportunity into blessings. I'd like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to honorable guest of honor, Sri Nirmal Panwar sir. We are really thankful to you, sir, for your kind presence. Though due to technical issue, you are unable to give your message. I hope in the next webinar, you will be with us to give your message to all of us. We are really thankful to you for sparing time and connected with us in the beginning to lighting lamp. We also thankful all the Bharat Scout and Guide to our resource speaker, Mr. Ranga Winso, Ozam Consultant, Humanitarian Action. Sir, with your very efficient and effective session, I hope that our young people are benefited and they can contribute more and more to the community as well as to the humanity. Thank you for your kind presence and very important session. We thank to our Additional International Commissioner of Scout, Madhusudan Avala sir, who is always there to support Bharat Scout and Guide youth community. Sir, thank you very much for your kind presence and all the support extended by you. We feel proud and honored to spell out a word of thanks and share our gratitude to all the distinguished dignitaries present in this webinar from National Headquarters as well as from State Headquarters. Thank you for your kind presence and inspiring the young people to impart knowledge through virtual platform. Thank you to all of you. Thank you all the viewers in Zoom as well as in YouTube for your energetic and enthusiastic participation. Your every action motivates us to work more, work hard, so that we can contribute lots or contribute something for the young people. We extend our sincere thanks to all the young people connected in this webinar. Thank you, our very dynamic Master of Ceremony, Ankita Pandeyji and Ritik Sharmaji. Always you are coming with some innovative ideas. You are inviting the presenter in regional language. That is again added in the webinar. Thank you very much for your innovative ideas. Finally, thank to the team who is working hard to make this event successful. One more webinar is there and tomorrow is the last webinar, and I hope you will continue the hard work to make the event successful. Thank you to all and everyone who are present and who are supporting this event. Thank you. Thank you very much to all of you. Jai Hind, Jai Scouting.
Thank you very much to you as well, sir, for making us proud of BSG India and feeling better in this observation of Messenger of Peace. Arre, ruko, don't go, man. We have something important for you. Yes, आप लोगों के लिए एक स्पेशल इनविटेशन है और ये इनविटेशन जाके आप अपने दोस्तों को भी दे सकते हैं, because this invitation is from the behalf of National Youth Committee of the Bharat Scout and Guides India. Do you know what is this invitation for? Let's have a look on this.
Bring about change, we must not be afraid to take the first step. We will fail when we fail to try.
This uniform makes for brotherhood. Since when? Universally adopted. It covers up all the difference of class and country. Let's end racism together and make this wonderful world a peaceful one.
Say no to racism. Racism is a disease that divides people on the basis of color, caste, creed, and religion. But don't forget, we all belong to one human race, and our true nationality is mankind.
Yes, I stand against racism in the way of peace. Around 8% of suicides due to racism. Let's end racism in the way of peace. Yes, I am a messenger of peace.
বর্ণবাদকে না বলি, কারণ বর্ণবাদ একটি রূপ যা মানুষকে ধর্ম এবং বর্ণের ভিত্তিতে বিভক্ত করে। কিন্তু ভুলে যাবেন না, আমরা সবাই এক মানব জাতি এবং আমাদের প্রকৃত জাতি হলো মানব জাতি।
Hello everyone, I am Rahul from Uttar Pradesh. I am messenger of peace. आज विश्व में फैला आतंकवाद और स्वयं को दूसरे से श्रेय समझने की प्रवृत्ति अशांति का सबसे बड़ा कारण बन गई है। आइए इस इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ पीस पर हम अपने अहंकार को भूलकर वासुदेव की अवधारणा अपनाएं तथा समाज में शांति और सद्भाव का प्रसार करें। थैंक यू।
I am messenger of peace. The uniform make for brotherhood, since when universally adopted in covers of all difference of classes and country, let's end racism together and make this wonderful world a peaceful one. Thank you.
পৰিৱৰ্তন কোনো বিশেষ মানুহৰ বাবে বা বিশেষ সময়ৰ বাবে বহি নাথাকে। সবতকৈ প্ৰথম আমাৰ নিজকে পৰিৱৰ্তিত কৰিব লাগিব, তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি সমাজক পৰিৱৰ্তিত কৰিব পাৰিম। নমস্কাৰ, মোৰ নাম প্ৰথম নাথ আৰু মই মেছেঞ্জাৰ অফ পিছ।
वह बाइबल, कुरान या वेद कहाँ जानता है? जो जानता है वो रंग भेद कहाँ ही मानता है।
जातिवाद को जहर संसार में नफरत पैदा करे है, इससे किसी को भलो को नहीं हो सके और इस खातर माने सब ने मिलके देश को इसे जहर से बचाना होगा।
हर दूसरा सम्मान करो, अपने का सत्कार करो, निक्के बड़े काले गोरे का भेद नहीं, सारे का सम्मान करो।
शांति हमें चाहूँ, अशांति चाहूँ ना, न्याय हमें चाहूँ, अन्याय सहू ना।
आज विश्व में फैला आतंकवाद और स्वयं को दूसरे से श्रेय समझने की प्रवृत्ति अशांति का सबसे बड़ा कारण बन गई है। आइए इस इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ पीस पर हम अपने अहंकार को भूलकर वासुदेव की अवधारणा अपनाएं तथा समाज में शांति और सद्भाव का प्रसार करें। थैंक यू।
रंग, जाति और धर्म भेद से हो रहा व्यभिचार, आओ मिलकर खत्म करें ऐसे अछूत विचार।
To bring about change, you must not be afraid to take the first step. We will fail when we fail to try. So let's try and create a better India with ending racism to build peace.
I believe in the dignity of all human beings. I am a scout and I am messenger of peace.
নমস্কার, আমার নাম সুস্মিতা বিশ্বাস। আমি একজন রেঞ্জার এবং আমি একজন শান্তি।
I am a messenger of peace.
I am messenger of peace.
I am messenger of peace.
I am a messenger of peace.
I am messenger of peace.
My name is Ankita Pandey. I am a ranger and I am a messenger of peace.
Hi, I'm a messenger of peace.
Hope you liked the invitation and definitely you share it with your friends and the fellow scouts and guides. Thank you everyone for being here in this observation. Thank you very much. You were the amazing audience. Thank you very much.